Om Shri Sai Ram. Welcome to everyone to the 5th episode of the Sathya Sai story. In the previous part, we had the privilege, pleasure and blessing of witnessing the grand Dasara celebrations at the Pathamandiram in Puttaparthi. These Dasara celebrations concluded on the 24th of October 1947, and from the 25th of October itself, the very next day, Swami was on what we can call as a South India tour. That is how Srimati Vijay Kumari Garu or Vijayamma Garu describes this in her book Anyatha Sharanam Nasti. During the Dasara celebrations, devotees from far off places like Karur, Trichy or Tiruchirappalli, Udumalpet, Madurai, all these places from Tamil Nadu, they had visited Swami and they pleaded with Swami, begged with Swami, prayed to him that he must visit their towns. And Swami had graciously agreed, and Swami set off to the town of Karur, which is about a 9 hours drive from Puttaparthi. But then, to travel to Karur from Puttaparthi, one has to pass via Bangalore, the city of Bangalore, and Swami made a halt in the city of Bangalore at the residence of Sri Ranjot Singh, about whom we have described already in the previous episodes. Now the reason for Swami's visit was very specific. Swami had come here to bless the daughter of Sri Ranjot Singh. The daughter's name is Miss Sulochana. Now the name Sulochana, Su stands for good and Lochana stands for vision. She is a girl of good vision and she had been blessed with the ultimate vision. Her sole vision, her sole goal in life was to reach the lotus feet of the Lord. From her young age itself, she had no interest in anything worldly, anything materialistic. Though she came from a family that was well endowed, her focus was only spiritual. And as it often happens to those who have been spiritually endowed, she was suffering from a health issue. She had severe abdominal issues and she had even undergone a surgery in order to get better, but nothing had helped. In fact, Swami would materialize the roots of many herbs and instruct how different potions and concoctions could be prepared, which she would have to take, and those alone gave her some relief in the abdomen, but otherwise she was suffering a lot. Now this question might arise as to why do spiritual people suffer so much? Simply because the soul knows the soul goal and does not want to get entangled in the world. It quickly wants to finish off all the remaining karmas so that it can achieve the highest, which is the lotus feet of the Lord. That is why when you look at all these spiritual beings, sages, sannyasis, they seem to pass away at a very young age or they seem to be having great physical suffering, and yet they will be in peace and absolute bliss. That is how Sulochana was when Swami landed at the residence there. She was in such a dire physical strait that she could not even sip water. That was how badly her abdomen, her stomach was revolting. But then Swami waves his hand and materializes, guess what? Not vibhuti, not anything else, but a hot steaming masala dosa. A masala dosa is a South Indian dish for those who are not aware. It is my personal favorite too. In fact, almost twice a week I have masala dosa for breakfast. So this was her favorite dish and Swami materialized not one but 2 masala dosas for her and told her to eat one masala dosa right then and there. He told her that the other masala dosa she could keep and have it for breakfast the next day. Because obviously Swami will physically not be there because he is traveling to Karur. So she had that masala dosa and everybody was surprised. The girl who could not sip little bit of water has consumed an entire masala dosa. Swami then materialized a pair of silver padukas, small silver padukas, which he told her to keep under her pillow so that she would always be resting on the lotus feet of the Lord. And blessing her in this manner, Swami left for Karur. Well, a few days later, Sulochana merged into the lotus feet of the Lord. She had definitely eaten the second masala dosa and she had spent all her time thinking about the Lord and Blissfully, peacefully, she breathed her last, as reported by Sri Hanuman Singh, her brother. Coincidentally, her brother Hanuman Singh was wanting to have a baby, and for a long time the couple had remained childless. During the previous visit, when Swami went to Bangalore and Mysore along with Sri Ranjot Singh, Swami had materialized a banana for Sri Hanuman Singh and told him to consume it. That was in October 1947. 1 year later, in October 1948, he was blessed with a baby boy, and Swami's grace flowed immensely on this family. But coming back to Sulochana, what a life and what a passing. They say the manner in which a person dies shows the manner in which the person has lived. And the peaceful manner, thinking of God with a smile on her lips, the way Sulochana left the world, is definitely an indication that she is a blessed soul and she found her fulfillment at the lotus feet of the Lord. The journey to Karur would be a very long one, and therefore the devotees had done something very special for their beloved Lord. From a company called Addison, they had procured the chassis of a large vehicle, and on that they had custom built a vehicle with different conveniences and comforts for the Lord to travel. They had prepared the first divine Vahana for Swami's long journey that would span 9 to 10 hours. Now, the hosts for Swami were Sri Rajgopal Chettiar, Sri Ramchandra Chettiar, and Sri Lakshmi Narayan Gupta. In fact, look at this picture which has been taken on the way to Karur. Second from the left is Sri Lakshmi Narayan Gupta, and the last person on the right extreme is Sri Ramchandra Chetty. You know, the family name Chetty, Shetty, Chettiar, they're all used interchangeably, and that is depending on the pronunciation in different places. It was this family that founded the Karur Vaishya Bank. The Karur Vaishya Bank is in existence even to this day as of 2025 in India. It has celebrated its 100th birthday in the year 2016. It has more than 1,000 branches all across the country. Now, it was into this family that one of Vijayamma Garu's elder cousin sisters had also got married into, and in that way she is also a part of this family, and she was also part of this entourage. And that is how we know some of these magnificent details of what happened in Karur. We are grateful to Vijayamma Garu for being diligent in maintaining her diary and notes, from which she has created this magnificent book called Anyatha Sharanam Nasti. It was late in the evening when Swami's entourage reached the town of Karur. Now, the hosts made Swami stay in a temple on the outskirts of the town itself and did not enter the town, because they got information that some of the rationalists in the town had planned a demonstration and a protest against Swami. So they were a bit scared and they were hesitant, they were embarrassed by this. But then, why fear when Swami is here? Swami himself told the host that there is no need to do any of this. Let us go boldly inside. You see, dear brothers and sisters, whenever the avatar comes, there is always bound to be critics, atheists, people who criticize, people who demonstrate. And when I think of it, I feel it is there for a divine reason, because these atheists, these critics, they only end up in enhancing the glory of the Lord. See, the glory of the Lord needs no enhancement, but our minds are like that. In our minds, it gets enhanced because the Leelas of the Lord with the critics are so beautiful. I am reminded of this rationalist critic, a communist and atheist, who had come to see Swami. He was the editor of the Blitz magazine, a firebrand by the name of Sri Karanjia. And what happened to him is a magnificent story of transformation. That story is recorded at this link above in case you're interested to watch. So Swami proceeded to the residence of Sri Rajgopal Chettiar, the host, and it was late in the night. And they went and rested. Swami was given a room on the first floor of the house where there was also a balcony. The next day, oh my God, just like ants traveled to a piece of sugar candy. People had thronged at this house, and as Vijayamma Garu records and the other eyewitnesses there have recorded in that magnificent book called Love is My Form, written by Dr. Padmanabhan, there were thousands and thousands of people crowding all the streets, every place, every inch of space that could be visible from the house was filled with people. As I said, this town had a population of around 40,000, and almost 1/4 or 1/3 of the town was here to see Baba. Look at that. I think all the skeptics, the rationalists, all the others who were there, they just melted off into the crowd, because I don't think they expected in their wildest dreams that these many people will come. Why them? Even Vijayamma Garu and the other devotees with Swami, they didn't expect this. Vijayamma Garu records that she had tears of joy, tears of being overwhelmed, seeing this sea of adoration, the sea of devotion towards Baba. If the devotees herself moved, imagine the Lord. Swami could not contain himself. See, back in those days, there used to be no agenda like this. It is not like Swami is traveling to this town and morning this is scheduled, afternoon this is scheduled, nothing. Swami was here like a guest to the homes of some devotees, that's all. And yet, Swami said, no, I can't sit inside. Swami came to the balcony and everybody folded their hands. They began to shout out Jai Jaikars. It was all spontaneous outburst. And when the devotee is bursting forth like this, can the Lord contain himself? Swami said, no, what am I doing here? I want to go down. I want to be there with them. And the host said, Swami, please, the crowd is maddening there. There's no security. We'll call in the police. The police were also called in, and yet they could not contain the surging crowds. They said, Swami, please don't go down. Swami insisted and said, I am going to go down. So a temporary stage of around 10 feet high was erected and a chair was placed on it, and Swami was invited there. And when he went there, in the microphone, Swami spoke. Swami said that I am so touched looking at your surging devotion. In fact, I want to be one among with you. I don't want to stay on this stage. I am going to come down and be with you. And that is what the Lord proclaimed. And then the devotees all together screamed out, they shouted out, they said, no, Swami, be there. If you come down with us, we'll be very happy, but many of us will not be able to see you. So please be on stage, please be on stage. That is how they requested. And well, the devotee's desire, the devotee's wish is Swami's command. The Swami stayed on the stage. And now all the devotees requested him to speak. They wanted him to talk. And Swami decided that he would talk. So he asked them, look at this, is a conversation going on between the Lord and the devotee. Every discourse of Swami is a conversation, a mental conversation, but here it was a physical conversation. So Swami asked them, what do you want me to speak about? They said, speak about yourself, tell us your story, how has been your life? They wanted to know Swami's story. And I find this common between the devotees back in 1947 and even us devotees and students as late as 2007, 60, 70 years later. When Swami would ask, what do you want me to speak? We would say, Swami, please tell us your childhood stories. Please tell us what were your young day stories. Even though Swami was just 21 years of age, they still wanted his young age childhood stories. And Swami sweetly says, see, I don't know if I will be able to tell it in a very nice manner, but I shall try. And then Swami began to speak about his childhood. Swami spoke about the Puttaparthi days, the Bukkapatnam days, the Kamalapuram days, the Uravakonda days, the torture, the different kinds of troubles that people had enforced on him. Listening to that, many eyes began to shed glistening dewdrops, teardrops of love, devotion. They were all overwhelmed. And Swami did not just speak about his childhood. Swami said, despite all of this, why is it that God takes on the limitations of a human frame and comes and subjects that frame to all of these difficulties? It is for the uplift of the devotees. The first is paritranaya sadhunam, to protect, to nourish the good. Then vinashaya dushkritam, then to destroy the wicked. Destroying the wicked is not the first agenda as people often think. It is to nurture the good, and that is why the Lord has come. You should all utilize your lives to ensure that you reach the ultimate goal, This is what Swami advised them. He said, offer your bodies to mankind, offer your heart to the Lord. I will be there to guide you, guard you, protect you and take care of you. Don't ever lose focus of this ultimate goal in life. And as Swami concluded his first ever divine discourse in public, there was such a loud applause. It felt as if a thunderstorm had happened in Karur. Indeed, it was a thunderstorm, but this was not a rain of water. This was a rain of grace. This was a rain of divine love. And everybody began to scream out, shout out, Jai Bolo Bhagawan Shri Sathya Sai Babaji ki Jai! And as Vijayamma Garu writes in her book, the place was so cramped and occupied that if you threw a needle, the needle would not have fallen to the ground because that much space also was not there. At the end of his discourse, Swami asked in the mic, does anybody have any doubts? Come on, ask doubts. If anybody has doubt, don't hesitate. Ask. And Vijayamma Garu and the other devotees were wondering, why is it that Swami is asking like this? Later they got to know that the rationalists, the critics, the demonstrators, they had prepared a list of questions with which they thought they would stump Swami, they would confound Swami, they would have him tongue-tied or dumbstruck. But they were the ones who were dumbstruck. It is said, Mukam karoti vachalam, which means the Lord can make the dumb speak. But vachalam karoti mukam also equally holds true, which means the Lord can make the eloquent also dumbstruck. Nobody came forward with any questions. Nobody came forwad to criticize. Nothing. Shadows and darkness cannot stand in the presence of brilliant light. And he is Koti Surya Samaprabha. He is having the splendor of a crore suns. Where can there be the darkness of ignorance? It will all melt away. After this discourse, the crowds began to surge so much more, it became uncontrollable. In fact, people refused to go back to their homes even late in the night. They would keep doing bhajan, singing the glory of Swami, singing the glory of all gods, camping on the road itself, spreading their sheets, sleeping there. They were just hungry, thirsty for any glimpse of the Lord. The devotees who had got Swami personally to themselves in the Pathamandiram realized what a hunger and thirst for Swami exists. They understood that just because Swami was eating with them, sleeping with them, talking with them, moving around with them, they should not mistake him to be one amongst them. So much was the crowd. Next day also during darshan, Swami noticed a photographer who was taking photos from the opposite balcony. And Swami asked him from this balcony, do you have a film reel in your camera? And he nodded, yes Swami, I have. Swami said, no, see inside. When he opens his camera, can you believe it? There was no film reel inside. And then Swami waves his hand, materializes a film roll and throws it to him. He is delighted. He puts it in and starts shooting away to glory. And seeing this, all the other devotees who are gathered there, they also start clamoring. They also say, Swami, give us something. Please give us something. And Swami waves his hand and just starts throwing. What? Peppermints, talismans, medallions, rings, different objects. And they are coming by dozens and they are falling into the crowd, and each person as per what his heart has desired or her heart has wished. More importantly, I would say, what they need, each of them get. Apart from the shower of words that they had received the previous day, they are now receiving this shower of gifts. So many devotees invited Swami to come to their homes. But how can Swami go? He is not able to step out of this home because it is so crowded. He was inside the home only. How to go now to the different devotees' homes? You know what Swami did? These homes and houses at Karur were all built close to each other. So Swami began to do parapet hopping from rooftop to rooftop. That is how Swami visited different homes, dear brothers and sisters. Swami hopped from one rooftop to another rooftop and then goes down and blesses the people in that home. They do Pada Puja, they receive blessing. Then Swami rushes, leaves from that rooftop to another rooftop, and this is how in one home Swami waved his hand and materialized a 1 foot long marble idol of Lord Ganesha, gifted it to them. At another home, Swami materialized a glass Shivalinga presented to the devotees there. Different materializations and creations, a few have been recorded. I'm sure many more would have happened that have not been recorded. And this is how Swami's time in Karur was spent. Parvata Vardhini, who was a young small girl of 7 years at that time, the niece of Vijayamma Garu. So she was there at that home and she had severe ear pain. And all medicines that were tried, they didn't work. Swami just materialized some vibhuti and put it into her ear, and instantly this ear pain was gone. I spoke about Sri Ramchandra Chettiar, right, one of the brothers there and heading an important post in the Karur Vaishya Bank. For him, Swami materialized a photograph of Shirdi Baba, and for his wife, Swami materialized a very special relief carved kind of object. It was the Kamadhenu. Kamadhenu is the wish-fulfilling cow, and it was in gold relief. Swami materialized this for her and told her to keep it with her always, that her family would be blessed with peace and prosperity. Needless to say, that is how it would have been. 2 days in Karur passed so fast, so quickly, and now it was time for Swami to leave. So on the 27th of October 1947 at around 10 in the morning, Swami set off in this special van that had been hired by Sri Balapattabhi, and Swami headed off to Udumalpet. Oh, the whole town of Karur was weeping. They were not wanting to let go of their Swami. And Swami too took a white cloth and kept waving to all of them from outside the window, telling them goodbye. And their yearning was such that Swami promised them that he would be back very soon. And Swami told the driver, don't stop any place. Head straight to Udumalpet. This driver was Mr. Kumaraswamy, and he was not a devotee. He was just doing his job as a driver. He noticed that the fuel wasn't sufficient in the van, and he definitely had to stop for refueling, but Swami had told don't stop anywhere. He tried to tell Sri Balapattabhi about this problem, but Swami had said no, and so being a devotee that he is, Balapattabhi said no stopping at all. We are heading straight only to Udumalpet. Now this driver, Kumaraswamy, what he did not know was that his life was in the first phase, Chamatkar phase, miracle phase. It would slowly go to Samskar, which is culturing, Paropkar, which is helping others, so that one day he would achieve Sakshatkar. All of this he did not know was about to happen. But then I think the time for this episode has got complete. And what happened in Udumalpet, how Swami returned back to Karur, and then Swami went to Trichy, all of that. Beautiful stories, beautiful experiences, mind-boggling miracles we will cover in the 6th episode of this serial. Dear viewer, I do hope that you are enjoying this as much as I am enjoying sharing this. Nothing can be more sanctifying for our lives than to revel in and participate in listening to the glories and stories of our Swami. I am grateful to Swami for this opportunity, and I pray to him that all the love that we have in our hearts for him should keep growing stronger every passing moment. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.